Are your people working hard but not reaching their full potential? The problem is not effort, it is development. At the Modern Observer Group, we transform workforce development into real performance. Our human-centered achievement programs help your team think better, communicate stronger, and execute at a higher level. That means higher employee engagement, stronger leadership, and measurable results across your organization. If you want a workforce that performs, leads, and delivers, it is time to invest in your people. Visit modernobserver.com and discover how the Modern Observer Group helps you build a workforce that wins.
The U.S. pauses Iran strikes again, a major investment in semiconductors, another hacking incident by AI, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. President Trump said he canceled planned military strikes on Iran over the weekend after negotiators reached the outline of a deal to end the conflict. The agreement would require the complete reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and an end to Iran's nuclear threat, though Trump warned the U.S. military remains locked and loaded if talks collapse. Iran's foreign minister said Sunday that negotiations with Oman over the strait are in their final stages, though officials tied to the country's Revolutionary Guard denied that any deal exists. The reversal came after Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman urged restraint in a call with Trump. The shelved campaign would have targeted Iran's energy infrastructure and could have lasted several days. President Trump announced a historic agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas and all other armed groups in Gaza, calling it a major milestone in his 20-point peace plan. The deal, brokered by Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey through Trump's Board of Peace, calls for weapons to be surrendered in phases, after which Israeli forces would withdraw and an international stabilization force would deploy alongside a new Palestinian police force. Hamas officials said they would only disarm if Israel honors its ceasefire commitments, including ending attacks and increasing aid. Israel has not officially responded, and key timelines remain unclear. The Department of Commerce quietly announced last week it will designate more than $870 million in federal incentives for semiconductor manufacturing in exchange for a minority equity stake in 7 companies. In a blog post Wednesday, the National Institute of Standards and Technology said Commerce's Chips Research and Development Office signed letters of intent with 7 companies to provide a combined $874 million in federal funding under the landmark CHIPS and Science Act. The financial awards will be used to conduct research and development on critical technologies and advanced integrated photonics, a microchip technology that uses light instead of electricity to transfer and process data. It will also be used for research and development on compute architectures and memory for computing and artificial intelligence systems, according to NIST. The department will receive a minority non-controlling equity stake in each company as a condition for receiving the funds to enhance the return for the U.S. taxpayer, NIST wrote. At least 7 states reported cyberattacks that interrupted their water systems last week. The incidents prompted the FBI to issue a federal warning about malicious cyber actors, with some intelligence officials saying the attacks could be coming from Iran. The FBI, which is investigating, has not publicly identified a culprit, and a spokesperson declined to say Thursday who the Bureau thought might be responsible. The FBI, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, and other agencies warned in an advisory last week that Iranian hackers have been targeting water and wastewater systems and the operational controls of other critical infrastructure sectors. New York officials sued prediction market platform Kalshi for potentially billions of dollars on Friday, calling it an illegal, unlicensed gambling operation that includes sports wagering as the state seeks to halt its operations and force the company to forfeit its profits. New York joins a growing number of states filing lawsuits against Kalshi and other companies in a dispute with President Donald Trump's administration over who regulates the fast growing prediction market. Kalshi and other platforms argue they are federally licensed and regulated, and states have no authority to govern them. It's sad to see this type of political theater from the leadership in our own state. Elizabeth Diana, a spokesperson for New York based Kalshi, said in a statement, states can't just shut down a federally licensed exchange. This would also hurt New Yorkers who would be driven offshore. We love New York. We love New Yorkers, and New Yorkers love our products. Anthropic said its artificial intelligence models hacked into three other organizations during testing, just days after ChatGPT maker OpenAI raised concerns over AI controls after it disclosed its rogue models hacked another company. Anthropic, the San Francisco based AI company behind Claude, posted on its website Thursday that it discovered the three incidents after reviewing more than 141,000 evaluation runs. It had launched a large scale cybersecurity review, which specifically looked for evidence whether its AI models were able to access the internet from within testing environments that should have been sealed off in response to the OpenAI incident, Anthropic said. Anthropic stated that the models involved in the incidents were Claude Opus 4.7, Claude Mythos 5, and an internal research test model. The earliest incidents date to April, the AI company said. That's the Raw Naked Truth for August 3rd, 2026. Remember to like and subscribe to the Raw Naked Truth wherever you listen to podcasts. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.